All systems go for NASA's most expensive and ambitious mission to Mars yet. The Curiosity probe just days away now from ending its 8-month journey to the red planet. In order for it to reach the Martian surface in one piece, NASA will use a complicated landing sequence. You're seeing it animated here. The craft will deploy a heat shield, a parachute, and then for the first time ever, a sky crane. This is an example of what the sky crane is going to look like. Rocket powered, it'll float there in the air, deploy a cable that will then drop the 1-ton rover down to the Martian surface. That is if everything goes well. The question is, will it? Let's bring in Scott Horowitz. He's a former NASA astronaut, the president and CEO of Docks Aerospace. So this thing is heading toward Mars right now at about 9,000 miles an hour. It's supposed to get there when? Sometime Sunday, Scott?
Yeah, John, it's supposed to get there late Sunday night, early Monday morning Eastern time.
And it's going to be a white-knuckle few minutes for the folks at NASA and the Jet Propulsion Lab.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they're going to be holding their breath, and as you know, Mars is quite a distance away, probably about 150 million miles at this point, so it'll take them 13 minutes just to get a signal back as to what happened, and it will all be over before they get the first signal.
So they don't know whether, I mean, by the time they know what has happened to this craft, whether it works or whether it doesn't, everything will have been done.
Right, that's exactly right. The events will all have occurred. They've nicknamed it 7 minutes of terror from the time it touches the Martian atmosphere till the time the rover is on the surface. But since it takes 13 minutes to get the signal back, basically it'll all be over and they'll just be waiting to see what the results were.
You've heard the criticisms from people who say, you know, we're spending millions and millions of dollars to go explore a planet that, as far as we know, doesn't have life on it. Couldn't we use that money better here at home? What do you say?
Well, what I say, that's pretty short-sighted when you think about, first of all the money is spent here on Earth, you know, with people who are the rocket scientists, the engineers, and the science people that put these missions together. And also, it's really important for us to explore and to answer some really basic questions. Are we alone in the universe? I mean, this is important stuff. And plus, what we learn in doing these really hard things pays off time and time again in the rest of society. I've seen reports that indicate all the money we spent on going to the moon and the space program has had up to a 7-to-1 return on investment back here in the economy because all the technologies that are developed.
We're getting a look at NASA's animation of the rover, of the Curiosity rover itself. That thing weighs a ton almost. It's, I guess, 5 times bigger than any rover ever dispatched to Mars?
Right. It's the size of a small car. People have equated it to a Mini Cooper, but you know, a ton is a small car, so it's a pretty big feat to put that accurately on the surface of Mars and then have it operate there and do all the science that it's expected to do. But it's a very, very capable rover.
Well, I love this animation. It looks like exciting stuff. I hope it works, you know, just for the folks at NASA and for a little good old USA pride in what we can accomplish. I hope this thing goes off Sunday night. We'll be watching. Scott, thanks very much.
I'll be watching too. Thanks.
Yeah, Scott Horowitz.